What's going on, champs and champets? It's FireMonkey here, and in today's YouTube video, we'll be talking about a little bit of an Easter egg that you have a 5% chance of seeing. Most likely, they'll increase it as time goes on to hype up the upcoming Simpsons mini-season in Fortnite. It's a cool little thing that is actually going to be a free glider later down the line. But we currently don't know how you're going to be able to actually obtain that glider except for doing some type of event quest, most likely, because they do mention the glider in the event tags, or I guess, gameplay tags for the item being a quest reward. So maybe it's for attending an event or something like that. We currently don't know the actual source, but we should have more information as time goes on. So what is this event? What is this mini Easter egg you can find in Battle Royale right now? Well, it actually relates to that free glider. So if I go ahead and play this video on screen by Unreal Hybrid, you can see Kang and from The Simpsons potentially showing up in-game at the start of matches whenever you're actually on the battle bus. You can see him flying by, he just kind of does a little laugh here and there, and then he goes out on his own way. Nothing too crazy, it's not like a crazy cinematic that's going to make the whole entire bus shake or anything, but there is actually a scrapped version of this cinematic that I thought I would show you as well in a moment that shows that originally they planned for that little Kang and Kodos thing to be a lot longer on your screen. So here is the longer version of the cinematic by Unreal Hybrid as well as Not Nemesis Leaks over on social media. You can see that he kind of goes from, or they kind of go to both sides, the left and the right side before actually going away. So the cinematic was actually intended to be a lot longer. I assume it got cut short because of how little time you actually have in order to go around and, go on the full battle bus before jumping out. Maybe they wanted people to be able to see it before, anyone was able to jump out of the battle bus, which is why they went with the shorter version. But you currently have a 5% chance to see that in matches. Now, it was buffed from a 1% chance before. Now, I have seen some stuff mentioned that apparently when it was a 1% chance to actually see it in game, people weren't actually getting it at all. It wasn't properly enabled or something like that, but at least as of now, it does appear to be properly enabled, and you have a 5% chance in every single Battle Royale, Zero Build, or I guess tournament match you play to actually see that special animation play. I'm not for sure this shows in other modes that actually have the battle bus enabled in it, but I highly doubt it because it seems like this is mainly something only affecting Battle Royale, but it all relates to the end of season event codenamed Lime Rock, which is actually going to be our way to move off of Chapter 6 and move into the mini season before we get into Chapter 7. And we do know that there's some stuff going on, for example, when it comes to all this stuff, we know there is a brand new actual TV that is set to be in game that is going to allow you to watch probably a part of a Simpsons episode or something like that due to it not being able to be recorded or anything like that. You won't be able to show it in replay modes. It'll basically, just show up as kind of like a black screen or whatever else in recording software unless you have some workaround for it. But it does appear like a lot of stuff relating to The Simpsons is going to be towards the end of this season and towards the end of the season's event specifically, and there's going to be a end of season event for the Simpsons mini season that goes live once the season changed November 1st. It doesn't mean the actual event's going to go live November 1st. It'll most likely go on the last day, or the last Saturday, I guess you would say, of the actual mini season. But it's a lot of stuff to look out for. Very interesting to see how they got a little Easter egg on the island and how they've been doing a lot of these spawning Easter eggs while on the battle bus a lot more. They kind of started doing it when they did the whole entire Godzilla event. You had a chance of seeing Godzilla spawn in, and then you had a chance of actually seeing King Kong spawn in as well, but the King Kong spawn chance was way lower than the Godzilla one, so it was like a rare extra oddity that you most likely wouldn't see 90% of the time. So it's really cool seeing them do these little mini event structures where you're able to visually see something even if you're not actively looking for it, just by actively playing the game enough. As you go through matches, you might not get it every single game. You can get very unlucky with your RNG, but just continuing to play and continuing to grind out your matches, get your XP or whatever else, you're most likely going to see this stuff pop up over time, and you're most likely going to see it in at least one game or something. And of course, as we get closer to the end of the season, they'll most likely make it 10%, 25%, to a point where you'll probably see it every single game. So if you're not seeing it right now, maybe towards the end of the season, you'll start seeing it a lot more. Until next time, however, hope you champs and champets are excited for the brand new Simpsons mini season. Let me know in the comments down below how you feel about all of this little teaser stuff, how you feel in the mini seasons in general, because it does appear like they want to do around 2 to 3 mini seasons per chapter. And what do you hope the next collaboration mini seasons even are? Or do you hope we get a non-collaboration collaboration mini-season. I mean, imagine a mini-season themed around, like, the 7 or something. I think that would be a cool little concept they could do, where they wouldn't have to always be looking for licensed collaborations to make a whole entire season out of. They could just do something that's a little bit smaller and related to Fortnite original characters, or I guess the Fortnite story or lore with Pandora's box, the tentacles, all that stuff, and kind of just go off of that. But until next time, I'll catch you champs and champettes a little bit later with another video. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. So until then, peace out.